Memes. Welcome back to my YouTube channel. This setup looks a little different. I'm not sure if you guys can tell, but I don't know. I had it all in voiceover. Essentially, today we are making clay keychains for my friends. Here are the sketches I did as a concept. I'll probably try to put on the Lord flip, typical about that. Anyways, let's crack on with it. So I plan to start with, I don't know, maybe, just maybe, you want to notice the different setup for this video. I don't know, I can't read your mind. But today, we are commencing on a long journey on a very different type of content. And I'm sure most people are familiar, but like I literally just said, I can't read your mind. Animating videos take hours and hours of animation, and they can take up to months to make. But filming art like this is far less time for me, so couple up on this different format. Today, I am making clay keychains for my friends, like I said, because aren't I just the most considerate person to have lived on the planet Earth? Just kidding. That would have to be Jesus, and like I'm not blasphemous, and like, you know what I'm saying? Anyways, the title isn't clickbait, so I hope none of you are thinking of that. But making these sculptures was a really exciting process for me, as I have barely touched anything artsy for over 2 years, due to the slave master we call A-levels. Shout out to my fellow Brits on the other end of the line who have sat those exams or will sit them in the unfortunately impending future. Just as, due to my studies, it's been difficult to justify spending hours creating something for a very long time. But alas, I am free from my shackles. So here I am, hands on, bum down, playing with clay. Good luck to people with important exams within the next year. And for people like me who have finally obtained our long-awaited freedom, congratulations. And maybe, just maybe, you may benefit from subscribing for more ideas on what to do with your newly found free time. With that out of the way, let me introduce the concept. To those of us familiar with K-pop, we should be well aware of how certain emojis can represent different members, be it animals or other random objects. I, for one, fell in love with the idea of linking people from different circles of my life to a particular animal emoji. So, in this friendship group, we have the bunny, the koala, the turtle, the tiger, the owl, the hamster, and the hedgehog, which represents myself. For me, this is a very fun process, as I've always quite enjoyed sculpting despite my inexperience. In my lifetime, I've probably made about 4 full clay sculptures, 2 of which were way back in primary school, and consequently not very well made. For our GCSE, I used clay accents on 2 of my pieces, which was incredibly fun and gave me confidence going into this. But even then, I was still scared, particularly with the weight of the objects and how quickly it might take to dry if it would fall from the bag, because these are meant to be bag charms, etc, etc. One of my favorite things to do while making art is watch anime as background noise. And this time I was in fact watching the French dub of Darling and the Franxx. And I caught what I believe to be hilarious, but I don't know, my live reaction to Gira's confection in episode 9. Anyway, onto a bit about the keychains. The one for our eldest is the bunny, as she has buck teeth and a small mouth, So from very beginning, she has been like a bunny in my eyes. The second oldest is a koala, as I low-key feel like her skin shade and facial proportions are similar to one, but you didn't hear from me. The third is a turtle, as her group chat color is green and she's quite easygoing. Though, unlike a turtle, she has this way of flying. Oh, what I mean by that is that when we're walking with her, she has this way of walking really fast and leaving everyone else behind. The third is a turtle. Wait, I'm sorry. The middle is actually me, the hedgehog, as described by the third. And honestly, I feel like I have that short, spiky ball of energy vibe, as cringe as that might be to say out loud. Next, we have the tiger, who yet again just has this tiger high energy sort of vibe. And a part of the stubbing is also probably due to her group chat color of yellow. For the tiger sculpture, I decided to create Hoshi's mini teen character, Tam Tam, as both me and her have 17 as our favorite K-pop groups. At the time, I also vaguely believed that Hoshi was her bias, but I wasn't certain. But now I have been incognito and fact checked myself, so it is indeed a fact. Yay! And the second youngest of our group is the owl, but specifically an owl wearing glasses. She has these really cool, like blue light glasses that frame her face well. And to me, she's a symbol of wisdom achieved through hard work. Hence, the owl works quite well. And finally, we have the hamster, because hamsters are literally often placed in their own world to do as they please. And my friend is often in her own world as well. And this one time, she had two astro puffs in her hair that reminded me of the big ears that hamsters and mice have. So, hamster. Okay, now, to confess, I finished up the colouring and shading of these characters off camera as I was getting tired of recording and just wanted to sit in my bed and watch more Darling in the Franxx. You know how it is. Though I was bothered to record the glazing process. Side note, I'm actually a portrait artist and my permissions are open, so if you're interested, please DM or XX on Instagram. Without further ado, the photo shoot. Okay, but does he like it though? Baby. Okay, but does he like her though? Because it's feeling like they're gonna try to say that he likes her, and I'm hoping that they will.
Ah, tu m'as surpris quand je t'ai dit que je ne comprenais pas trop ce que vous appeliez l'amour. En fait, ça désigne une personne spéciale dans notre cœur, c'est ça?
Une personne spéciale? C'est probablement ça, j'imagine.
Oui, tu sais que tu as toujours été un héros aux yeux d'Ichigo. Donc, tu es spécial pour elle, non?
Pourquoi tu me dis ça?
Je me demande si Ichigo n'a pas pour toi les mêmes sentiments que ceux que tu ressens pour Zero Two.
Les mêmes?
Ouais, tu sais, apprendre à mieux se connaître et vouloir passer du temps ensemble et faire ce truc dont tu parlais, s'embrasser.
Ah,
Mais allez, ne me dis pas que tu n'avais rien remarqué, Hiro.
oh, mais alors? Toi aussi, tu ressens ça pour elle? Goro, dis-moi la vérité,
Je sais tout d'elle. J'ai beau savoir ce qui la fait sourire ou ce qui la rend triste, quand je tente de faire quoi que ce soit, ça ne m'avance à rien en fait. Tu es le seul à avoir une influence sur elle.
Goro, tu es bizarre aujourd'hui.
Ouais, t'as peut-être raison. Je t'ai observé ces derniers temps et ça m'a permis d'ouvrir les yeux. Ça m'a fait prendre conscience que j'aime Ichigo.
Ah,
Oh, ça soulage de dire ce qu'on a sur le cœur. Allez, bonne nuit. Ça m'a fait prendre conscience que j'aime, Ichigo.
Ah,
Oh, ça soulage de dire ce qu'on a sur le cœur. Allez, bonne
mais...
nuit.
Non, attends, Goro.
You just dropped the
Tu
bomb
sais,
and then went to
la
bed.
situation actuelle me convient très bien aussi.
Je peux éteindre? Attends une seconde.
Thank you so much for watching. Like I said, DMs are now open, so please go to my page and support me if you like my art. Hope to see you soon.